Welcome back to some more T7 and Transit custom content. Today we're doing this Solow Eibach lift kit. So we've got brand new vehicle, brand new kits. These are available on the website now. We're going to show you how they look. So you've got 4 springs. We'll get into it. First thing we'll do, get on the ramp, get the wheels off and start stripping the van. So with the wheels off, we've now got exposed suspension. So there's a few things to take off first. We've got 18mm for the drop link. There's a 24mm for the nut for the pinch bolts. You also need a T45. There's a bracket here that holds your brake pipes and your ABS wiring. So we'll take all those off first, allow us to get to the next step, which is driving out the bolt, and then we'll be able to drop the hub from the strut. So starting with T45, around the back of the strut, you've got a bracket. It's just hand tight, well, it's not really very tight, it's just nipped up. So we'll undo that. Little nut bolt there, and then that'll allow this bracketry to become loose from the strut. Next up, for the trim tool, you've got some wiring here. You can either pop it out the Christmas tree clip, or you can slide the Christmas tree clip from the plugs. There's a little sort of trigger or release clip just here. Next up, 18mm. So I'm lucky it's a brand new van, so it's come off very easily. Now we've got the pinch bolt. So this is a 24mm. You only need one side to start with. So buzz that off. Right, now you'll notice that these are still tight. So these are splined bolts, so we do need to tap them out. They have an area that you're designed to fit on, so get yourself a hammer, and it is just a case of tapping here. This will mushroom over very slightly, so you may need to file it back. Alternatively, you could also put your nut back on a couple of threads, so everything's flush. And if you're willing to hammer on your socket, you can put it like that. But I prefer to just tap on the bolt itself and just gently tap it out. So as you can see, it's a splined bolt, and we've only slightly deformed that area, so I'll be able to put that back on with no issue. So with everything now disconnected like this, the strut is just held in with the top. So we'll pop the bonnet and show you the next steps. Okay, so open your bonnet. First thing to do, take this headlight out. So you need a T30 screwdriver. There's only 2 screws holding your headlight in. This is the same process on the Transit as well. And then you've got a plug just here. So the next thing, lift your headlight out. Screw my throttle a little bit. Right, headlight out. The reason we've taken the headlights out is the suspension strut top mount is right down the back of the engine bay. So if I had the light here, I wouldn't be able to bend my arm in the right place. So for 2 screws in the clip, I'm more than happy to take the headlight out on this side to give me access to this top mount. So I've grabbed myself a 15mm socket. I'm very lucky to have quite a long ratchet here. I did actually buy this specifically for this job, but you can do it with a shorter one. It's just a little bit harder with the leverage side of things. So I'm going to crack everything off. So with that side cracked off, I'm then going into the toolbox again. Got the electric ratchet just to speed the process up. This one's a little bit harder because it's a bit shorter, but it does help. So on the passenger side, you don't take the light out because you've got a battery in the way, so there's no benefit. But it works out that you can just about get your arm around the battery without it trying to break your arm. So yeah, driver's side, definitely take the headlights out, so much easier. The other way around, you can just about get around it, but it is tight. So yeah, everything else is the same on this side other than that. So let's get into it. So now we've got the strut out, we've got an 18mm nut to undo. This is under quite a lot of tension, so grab your spring compressors now, and then we will undo it. So once you've finished playing with spring compressors, we now have our spring compressed on our strut, so we can go ahead and reinstall it. So I'm just doing all the top mount nuts hand tight to start with, and then we'll go ahead and put the van back up in the air, tighten all the hub, drop links, connect everything back up, and then when the weight of the van's back on it, I'll finish tightening the top mounts. So I've popped the pinch bolt in, popped the nut on. I'm going to use a ratchet and just slowly ratchet it up. I've tried various methods on the vehicles that I've worked on with these. Some of them you can tap in, some of them you have to just kind of tighten up, but you have to be really careful you don't strip the thread on the bolt. So I'm just going to work it, feel how it is, and I might end up doing a mixture of tapping it here and then tightening it with the thread and just see how it works. So this one does seem to want to go back in without too much tension on it. So just got to keep on working it. If you find a stiff spot, stop, give it a tap and see if it frees it off. With your pinch bolts now secure, the next thing I'm doing is connect the wiring. So on the passenger side, you have 2 plugs to reconnect. On the driver's side, you'll have 1. So looking at these, on the right-hand side of this, I disconnected the plug from the clip, but on the left-hand side, the clip is also taped around with the wiring. So I decided to remove it with the trim tool. Next up, we'll re-secure the wiring and the brake line with our T45. And then finally, drop link. So with all that now done up, the lower section in the wheel arch, that's all done. Obviously we've still got top mounts to do when the van's on the floor. So let's move on to the rear. Much simpler. It was only takes a couple of minutes. So I've grabbed myself an 18mm swivel socket. You could use a normal socket if you wanted to on top or bottom of the shock, but I like the idea of the swivel. I'm going to do the lower shock bolt. I've got the spring seat already supported, so that obviously when I undo this bolt, nothing flies down. So yeah, we'll get this undone and swap the spring over. So with your spring out, I can now lower it down my transmission jack. There's your old spring. So with the old spring now out, new spring, you keep your factory isolators top and bottom, so the spring rubbers. It's just a case of changing the spring. So I'm going from the bottom and then twisting clockwise, so the lower rubber sits, or the spring sits inside the lower rubber, and then just use the transmission jack or a jack, whatever you're using to raise it back up. Get it located, and then line your rear shock back up. So with that one now done, we're going to repeat the process on this side. So that is the suspension now fitted. I'm going to put the wheels on, lower it down onto the floor, put the headlight in and tighten the top mounts, and then we'll sign the job off. So as you can see, we've now finished. We've gained 20mm lift on the front. We've gained 30mm lift on the rear. Currently this is an empty panel van, so it's going to gain some weight. We just dropped 400 kilo in the back of it, and it then sat a lot more balanced. So yeah, it's really, really looking great. Just been a great road test, really comfortable, nice and responsive, even for a lift kit. You know, it's been really good. These are available now on the website, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little notification bell. So we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.